great settings in all of college football. Boy, the scarlet and gray already rocking this house. This is anything but a run-of-the-mill early season matchup, a clash of top 10 teams as these two will get their oil checked early. As we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the Texas Longhorns taking on the second-ranked team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Buckeyes will kick it away to start us off. Fair catch called for and made. This crowd trying to show them what it's going to be like all day in this house. They'll go to the ground. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
When you go on the road, man, oh man, do you love hearing the crowd. But more importantly, you love shutting the crowd up. There's no better feeling than coming out, getting that juice going, getting that confidence going, and getting that running game going right at them and gashing them right out the gates.
Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. One thing you can figure out from these tests early in the season, particularly a top 5 matchup like this, is where you are and just how far you have to go.
Yeah, and which is a talking point amongst your team. It's a prove-it game. Like, let's see where we stack up so we can start building throughout the rest of the season.
You're right, David. It's fun to find out this early in the year between 2 top 5 teams. Just who are they?
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. And the Longhorns will bring the punt team onto the field. Looks as if they might have a little something going on that drive, but they'll have to kick it. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. They'll run it to the right side. Still on his feet at the 45. Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Afterburner's coming. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Ohio State. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the kick is good, but there's a penalty flag, and I think it's going to be roughing the kicker. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts that they will take the penalty. The kickoff team out there to boot it away and 15 yards farther up the field after the roughing the kicker penalty. He'll call for the fair catch here. The offense set for a first down play. Use the play fake, now to throw. Coming after it. And the quarterback is sacked. There are penalty flags down, but this might be doubly bad for the offense. I think the penalty might be on them. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Looking to throw, it's Ewers. Fires to the middle. Got his man downfield. At the 45, on his way. He's off to the races. Touchdown, Longhorns! And once he got loose, it was all over.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, it has gone final in that enormous top 5 matchup we've been keeping a close eye on. Penn State delivered the knockout blow, and I think the defense might have been the story here. LeVar Arrington, Shane Conlon, Jack Ham. There's another stud there at linebacker U. Each week in college football, the tests are just so tough, although nothing compares to a top 5 duel. A revealing outcome with massive implications, man.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Pushed his way ahead. Really good run to get it out to the 20, a pickup of 5. You can really set the tone for what's possible in your season in early season showdowns like this, both in the top 10 and both with the loftiest of goals.
This one's fun too, David, because we had this game circled in the offseason. We knew this was going to be a really good matchup early, and we're going to find out the answers to a lot of questions we have about both these teams.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out, right? Like, you don't get till mid-season, you're like, oh, they haven't played anybody. Out the gates, 2 top 10 teams. We get to find out really quickly who's legit.
So what do they have for 3rd and short from their own 23? They'll try to pick it up on the ground. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. Here we go with the run on 4th down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over.
Aggressive. You want to be aggressive. You want to take chances, and you tell your team about it all week, and you come out and you get an opportunity in the first half to go for it on 4th down. You shot your shot. The problem is now you put your defense in a bad situation early in this game where you're going to have to try to find a way to get a stop and create some momentum.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. Unloads it left. Complete downfield. And tight coverage right there, but he makes the grab, and they've got it on the 11 and a red zone chance.
And a really good job by the quarterback being very decisive. He saw his matchup, he went for it, he attacked it, got the positive gain. I would say he's going to find that guy a few more times today.
D showing blitz, they might be bluffing. Touch pass on the jet sweep. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
To the air, it's Ewers. It's complete on the right side. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch.
And offensively, I love running these drag routes. I mean, these are the routes that, whether it's zone, whether it's man, they're so successful. It's just about seeing what the defense is doing and getting it to them in open space. Nice job. The wide receiver has some space after the catch, able to go make extra yards. Nice pitch and catch.
They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. They're going to go for it with a couple of good options here. Get it to the 1, you get the first down. Get it farther, you get the touchdown. Throw it toward the end zone, picked off right at the goal line. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
And that's just a force by the quarterback. They're throwing it into cover 3. It's a zone coverage, and if you're going to try to throw it deep down the middle, you need another route to occupy the safety and take him away. There was nothing there that time. That's just way too easy of an interception for him.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. Tackled after picking up the first down. The Buckeyes, really the entire state, they pride themselves on toughness. Establishing the ability to run the ball when they want to has always been important here.
Part of that Midwest lifestyle, but when you're Ohio State, you recruit at such a high level. You're going to get great offensive linemen, great running backs, so it's not a surprise that they're usually a physical unit.
First down to start the drive after the break. Quarterback checking the play. Scanning the field is Howard. Going to try to get it himself. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Less than a yard to go to pick up the first down. Motion from the offense. Quick pass on the fly motion. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42.
Just went with something very easy, very reliable. Flip it forward, let your receiver do the rest. I only got to get a few yards. Nice job, nice execution. First down.
The Buckeyes will have it 1st and 10. Using his legs, it's Judkins. SEC versus the Big Ten. They compete at everything. They try to outspend each other, and they certainly want to beat each other on the field.
So many national championships, so many Heisman Trophy winners shared between these two conferences, David. Everybody gets excited when the Big Ten takes on the SEC.
And these games matter so much. The fans get so amped up, so juiced up, to the point where we hear in the stands, what? SEC. SEC. They wouldn't say that if conference pride wasn't a real thing.
3rd and short now. They snap it from their own 46. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going up top. And he'll make the catch at the 15. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6.
It's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The Buckeyes want to crank the tempo. Looking to pass. It's Howard. Bought a little time. Lets it go. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football, and you saw that there on the incompletion.
They believe in their running game on 3rd and goal here. And they're able to get him on the ground.
Man, if I'm quarterback right now, after this long of a drive down this close, I'm going for a touchdown here, Paul.
And I get that, but I've worn this defense out, man. I'm going to go for the touchdown right here. And if I miss, they got to go the whole length of the field to score a touchdown.
Splits the uprights. It's good. And with that, they've taken the lead. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a Cardinals sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board, but you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Wide receiver shows motion. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
They're setting up the screen. And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to gain.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Looking for a crease. It's Baxter.
Now, that's what you're trying to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Defense in press coverage. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Back to pass, it's Ewers. Trying to burn this defensive back. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge game if he could have held on. On 3rd down, going up top. Makes the catch, it's Blue. And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving.
Nice poise by the quarterback. Here's a big 3rd down throw, and you want to push the ball vertically down the field, but if the defense takes it all away, check the ball down. Get it to your running back and let him go do the work and move the sticks forward.
He's inside the 10. Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Texas!
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open, and he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Michigan found a way to pull out a victory. It wasn't vintage maize and blue football. Those folks in the big house won't remember this one forever, but they will remember it was a W. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Can't get him to the ground. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. Now on 2nd down. to throw. It's Howard. Throws to the wideout. Just missed his man. Gave him just a little too much.
You know, these throws to the perimeter of the field can be so tricky for a quarterback. You've got to be pinpoint accurate and have great timing. You didn't see it there from the QB.
Shotgun snap. Wants to throw it on third. Makes the grab. It's Smith. He'll make a play on third down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32. Looking to move it through the air. Flushed out of the pocket. That's reeled in. It's Tate. That play won't make the highlight reel except in the coaches' meetings as he works his way to the 39. The hurry up now. Second down. Clock ticking. From the gun, the ground game. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. They're bringing heat. Takes a hit as he fires. And that pass is intercepted. He'll try to take it back. Inside the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Longhorns! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
And the returner will be dragged down. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
He wants to throw. Keeps looking downfield. Now he'll let one fly down the left side. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
He's looking to throw it. Slings it. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy's had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. Hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on schedule.
The corners are walked up tight. Pulls and throws off the RPO. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
They'll try to bully their way for the first. Really nice job to convert that third down, and they've got it at the 33. The Longhorns will snap it on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
You want to make a guy that's elite, that's one of the best in the business, start to become more and more human, keep getting hits on. Nice job by the defense, getting in his face, being physical. Make him feel your presence. Don't let him get comfortable back there in that pocket.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Dropping back, it's Ewers. Fires toward the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. And listen, he sailed and he overthrew it, but I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit better.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's 4th down. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. Waning seconds of the first half, and they'll try to tack on a 3 before they head to the locker room. He'll need to put some leg in this one, a 52-yard attempt and just the right finesse to get it in from the right. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. Now, there is a flag down on the play, but when you knock through a field goal from that distance and you're not going to get the first down, I think you just keep your points. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The kickoff team takes the field to boot this one away. He'll bring it out. Dynamic on kick returns, and that one puts his offense in business. Quarterback stands alone, all wide receivers. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Unloads to the wideout. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
That's a bit of a gut puncher for the offense because you went in at halftime, you made your adjustments, you're feeling good about your game plan coming here in the second half, and right away you throw an interception to the defense.
Handoff to the single running back. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
See, they need more runs like that. It's been so few and far between. Defensively, they've been in position. They've been winning their one-on-one battles, getting off of blocks and rallying to the ball carrier. This defense has done a nice job slowing down the run game thus far.
Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside.
Using the quick game. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. Pushes ahead for 2 to the 7-yard line.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Got it behind the line. It's Blue. Touchdown, Texas! A great catch and run for 6. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. That's his 3rd touchdown pass of the day. The defense has no clue how to respond right now.
No, and the defense has had absolutely no answer. He's been on the money. He's been on fire, making the right decisions, and just carving this defense up.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. they're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
Quarterback will audible. Looking to throw, it's Howard. Going to take a shot. Just about had another one picked off. They have been way too reckless with the football, throwing it away 3 times already.
This quarterback is so lucky that ball wasn't picked off. Of course, he threw a pick on the last drive, and this one the defender dropped. This quarterback's got to get his act together.
Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down.
And they just kind of sneaked that one in there. As a defensive guy, 35+, I'm thinking pass. They were thinking pass, Palmer, and they slipped the run it.
And it's so nice then to have this guy at running back too, right? Because you could throw it to him on 3rd down or hand it off, and he's got the vision and the athleticism to go pick up that first, keep the drive going.
And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. And the Buckeyes racing to the line in the hurry-up. On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. And he's got it inside the 15-yard line. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And with the extra point, they're now down 31-17. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Charlotte took its show on the road, and they'll be packing a big old W in their bags for the trip back to the Queen City. Never underestimate the importance of a road win and how it can impact a team's trajectory. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete. After the misconnection, it's 2nd down. Fast motion from the offense. Looking to throw, it's Ewers. A little screen to the running back. This is the kind of run that falls in the category of sanctioned violence as he's up to the 31.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
Quick strike complete. And he goes down after making the grab. Picks up a few, but still short of the first down. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And that pass intercepted. Bringing it back. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. That's why you love veterans in this defense. They stay locked in on their rules, and he made the pick. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did.
Going for the big play. And he makes the catch inside the 10. Touchdown, Ohio State. And they take it in for 6 more points. Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. On the run from inside his own 5. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Makes a grab, and he's dragged down.
Nice patience by the quarterback here working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
Just missed on the connection, incomplete.
The offenses should focus on their guys and making sure so-and-so guys get so-and-so touches. And, you know, listen, they're featuring this guy. They're going to throw it to him. He's going to be the primary target on a lot of times. I can't be reckless, but I definitely have to find my way to get that guy the ball.
3rd and short. They've got them back up inside the 20, and the D can get the ball back here. Back to pass. It's Ewers. It's complete to the right. And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the first down. The offense in its own end still needing a couple of yards for the first down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on 4th. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
Well, that's about as risky as he can get as a head coach. Early in the game, 4th down, deep in your own end, and you go for it? Nice job, offense.
The Longhorns getting set on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the give to the back. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. 2nd down coming up. Wide out in motion. Touch pass on the run. Looking for room at the 40. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
And these touch passes, it's so hard because there's always action off of it, right? If I fake this pass and I can run it up the gut or I can throw it and they just spread me out and make me defend so many things. And you could tell they got on the edge quickly, got the big first down.
Power football with the run. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Motion from the offense. Dropping back, it's Ewers. And he can't connect on the throw. It's incomplete. These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking deep. What a catch and what a throw along the sideline. Just zings it in there. A little Baryshnikov for the toe tap.
Well, this guy's going to make catches all over the field. That time he lined up all the way to the left side, and he was able to cross the entire field to make a catch on the right side. Defense lost track of him, and it ended up being a big play.
Wide receiver shows motion. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down.
Yeah, and if this offense can keep that rolling, if they can keep the physical ground game and continue to add these plays up as they go along, long drives, eat the clock with the lead, this coach will be ecstatic.
On 1st and 10, trying to strike from the 15. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So a nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the first down.
To the ground with the back. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep running the football. Everything is going according to plan right now. They've been able to stay on the field. They put some nice plays together back to back to back, and they're bleeding the clock. This is exactly what you practice for situations like this. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
And this is where the offense just breathes. Just take your time, huddle up. I'm in absolutely no hurry. I got the lead. I want to continue to run that clock. No false starts, no penalties. Let that clock tick down and then punch it in the end zone to add to this lead.
Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Pushes ahead. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I love the run game down here. I love being able to give it to a back and be able to trust him. Listen, he didn't have any touchdowns on the season, so I know he's wanting to punch one in. And down here, giving me the opportunity. Let me prove myself, so I love the big fella getting the football.
So loud it's rattling your fillings on 3rd and goal. Just going to keep it after the snap. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Man, it has been a long drive offensively. I just feel like you got to pay this off and be aggressive. You're down close. Punch it in for a touchdown here, fella.
Yeah, and inside the 3-yard line, I think I might try to finish this off with a touchdown. I ate up a ton of clock, wore these guys out. Now they'd have to go the length of the field if I missed.
Right down the boulevard, it's good. And now the lead is even bigger. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
2 very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Eastern Michigan rose to the occasion when it needed to, and they'll be celebrating a solid victory there in Ypsilanti. Week by week, you can feel the momentum building within that program. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Line gets set, 1st down. The hand to the running back. Out across the 20 to the 21-yard line, a 3-yard gain. The Buckeyes headed quickly to the line. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They've got him spread out on 2nd and 7, 2 wide out to either side. Back to throw, it's Howard. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass?
And now such a tough situation. Late in this game, you're trailing, but now it's 4th and long. Like, it's one thing if it's 4th and short. This makes it even more difficult. You got to have something dialed up you feel really great about.
On 4th down, looking for the completion. Slips a tackle. Bought a little time, lets it go. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the 1st down. The offense starts with a short field. The give, and tick, 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 tick.
You got to give the coaching staff credit because they really do focus all season long on situational football. With the lead late in the game, if we're on offense, we're trying to stay in bounds. We're trying to bleed the clock. And after ripping off a really nice run, that guy knew, I've got to get down. I cannot get pushed out of bounds, cannot get tackled out of bounds. Really, really nice job.
That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They want to throw it. Grabbed behind the line. It's Blue. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Man, it's right down the boulevard. And they'll push that lead out a little further. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. And he's going to bring it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Looking for a man. It's Howard. They're trying to get to him. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
And I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the 4th quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
Feeling some heat. They get him down after he makes the catch. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Got him downfield. And he's still running after the move. Big, big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a 1st down.
Well, this offense has a ton of work left ahead of them here in this 2-minute situation late in the game. But you drive off to a good start. You get the 1st down, you get out of bounds, you work in the perimeter of the field. That is exactly what you want to do.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
You know, it's difficult for QBs sometimes when you're throwing to your running backs because they're not receivers. You really got to be perfect with the ball placement. You got to make that a catchable throw. A little bit too tough for the RB on that one.
He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble but couldn't create anything there.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this pass.
And it's picked off for the 4th time today. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football. Getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
And they'll take a knee, the universal symbol for we have this thing in hand. We sensed a great deal of confidence, almost a smugness from this coaching staff. And these guys on the field, it's as if they knew they were going to win.
Yeah, playing with